Hello, Julie here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me. If you are a subscriber already, thank you for that. And if you're not already a subscriber, I'd love it if you would think about subscribing to my channel. Alright, so today I am continuing working on my altered book. So I've got a couple of pages in here that need a few embellishments, or a few pages that need an embellishment, and I have got this pattern paper and I've backed it with some coffee dyed paper, and I'm going to make a fold out pocket. So let's start by working out how wide we want our pocket to be. So let's have a look what page we want to put it on. Yeah, okay, maybe here. So I'm going to put it on this page. Let's see how wide that is. So that is 4 7/8. So I'm going to make my pocket 4 7/8 inches wide. So that's the width, so that has to be 4 7/8. So do I want it exactly that wide? Maybe a little less. So I'm going to make it 1/4 of an inch less. So 1, 2. So I'll have an 1/8 of an inch clearance on each side. Okay. I'll leave that there because I have to work out now how big this pocket's going to be. So if I put that on there like so, yep. So how big is that? Let's say 3.5 inches. That's plenty. So I'm going to cut this off at 7. I cut a little bit off the top, so I keep the butterflies on there, and then some off the bottom. There we go. So I keep most of the design on there. So that's excellent. So now I'm going to use my scoreboard and score this at 3.5. And I'm going to fold that out. So that's going to go, it's not very good, is it? I haven't got, that'll probably be alright if I ink it. So if I fold it like that, yeah, fold it like that, that'll be the front of my pocket. That'll be the front of the pocket. And then that will fold down to write on. I'm going to need something to keep that closed, aren't I? Just put a little bit of glue under there. Keep that little loose bit in place. It's got a little tear in it, but I think that those sorts of things just add a bit of character. Okay, so like so. I'm going to round the corners on this. Let's use the medium corner round. Just the top corners. I can get them in. Why doesn't that want to go in? Oh, got it filled up, that's why. Caught on something. And that again. Should I put it in the other way? It's better. Okay, so now it's going to open like that, we're going to be able to write on that. Now, how am I going to keep this closed? That's my next trick. I don't like that, so I'm going to just trim that off. I'm just trying to think what I'm going to do to keep this closed, and I think I've got an idea. I should have thought about this before I started cutting and doing everything else, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of this, actually, that will be perfect, and I'm going to, I need to attach that to the back of that. Then fold that over, and it can be a little tuck. So that will fold over like that, and then this bottom layer will tuck up under it. Okay, so let's do that. I don't know how am I going to get that curved? I don't need to. Alright, I'll just corner around these corners. Put some glue on this at the back section of it. Haven't inked around it. Probably should have. And I'm going to stick that to the back of the little pocket. Okay. Now that will tuck up under that, and that will hold it in place, like so. Ink around that. Okay, so now there's my page there. So I'm going to now attach that on there as a pocket. So I'm just there, there and there around the three edges. Oops. Lines into that, and I'm trying to get the same on each side and the bottom. So there we go. Okay. Now that flip down and flip up, and we've got a little pocket here. We can put something in. Okay, very good. So that's that page. What do I want to put on here as a decoration? How do I want to decorate this? Got bits and pieces everywhere. I can work on that later. Okay, I have done some stenciling on the blank pages just to add a little bit of interest so that you don't start off with a blank page. Now on this page I thought I might do something similar to what I did on here, but not with the pocket. So it's just going to still fold out completely like that. But I'll decorate this piece here. Now, where did I put my lace? There we go. So I'm going to start off by putting this lace on there, like so. Let me get a pair of scissors that will cut fabric. It can be hard to come by around here. I'm just going to cut that off about there. I don't mind if it hangs over a bit. Okay, so let's add some glue. You could of course use your Fabri-Tac for this. Oh, which way is the right way? That way, I think. Put that on there like that. Now, I have got some strips of calico that I was thinking I might run down the middle as well. That one. Do I want to fray it out a bit? And that's a selvage. That's a selvage. Let's add some cheesecloth. Probably don't want it that wide, so I'm just going to cut this in half, or thereabouts. Straight line's not my best thing. That liner. Yep. Pull these threads off, fray that out a bit. Just add that on top, just for a little bit of something a bit extra there. Actually, I might get my fabric glue out for that because I'm sticking fabric to fabric. Doesn't have to be stuck completely down. Just bits and pieces is good. That just gives it a little bit extra. Bit of extra depth there. Now, what about do I want that on there as well? Might be a bit of overkill, eh? Alright, and now I was thinking that I had a nice little piece here. I was thinking I might fussy cut these 3 flowers out and put them on there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and when I've got them cut out I'll come back. Okay, so I have fussy cut those and I have found some leaves. I had these in my stash. I think I fussy cut them from a Uniquely Creative paper, but I wouldn't swear to that. So I'm going to put these on here, something like this, and then that one, maybe coming up like that. Oh, that looks a bit silly, doesn't it? A bit like that. So I'll put it that. Perhaps I should just have them both coming from the bottom. Alright, I want one coming up there. that one can come out there. And then I thought I might add a label. So maybe something like that. For this. Maybe that a bit darker one, I think. Or do I want a colour? I've got this blue. What do you think? That one or that one? I'll go with the black. Okay, so let's get busy and stick this down. So I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac once again. I have inked around the edges of all of these fussy cuts. So how's everybody? Everything's fine here. Weather's not so great, bit hard to get the old washing dry. Okay, now I'm going to ink around this label and attach that. I want to put a little bit of something behind that, a little bit of this lace. What do you think of that? Just cut a piece of that off. Just cut that there. Pop that there. And pop that on top like that. So, how does that look? That's what we'll do. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry before I go on to the next stage. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I thought I might, I want to add a couple of charms to these two tabs. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so I need my crocodile. And some eyelets. Now I was thinking I might do gold. Should I do gold? Yes, gold. So I've got two to do, so I want two gold ones, and these are the ones that have the backing rings, so I'll put one of those on each one. Very fiddly, aren't they? Right, so they need the bigger hole, and I want that on the bottom of the tag, and I want that to be, the eyelet to be on this side. Oh, this is the ones that are slightly bigger than the standard ones. So I just put my pencil in there and wriggle it around a bit and make that hole big enough. And then pop this on the back. And then put that in there and squash it. And there we go. Nice and neat on the back and the front. Now I'll do the same for this one. Rightio, so now I have got some bold clips here. I'm going to add a couple of charms. So I guess I'll go for the gold. Go for gold, as they say. And I've got some charms, which are more of a rose gold really than a yellow gold. Okay, that's very good. So now another one. So I've got a butterfly and I've got a flower. There's our flower. Very cute. Okay. Right. Where did this one come from in here? Okay, so we've got a couple of nice little charms on those. It's hanging up the wrong way. See if we can get it up the right way. There we go. Okay, so how's this going? It's pretty well dry. So now that folds out like so. We've got our charm on there. We can still write on here quite easily, both sides. We're nearly to the back. And then we've got our pocket that we did the other day with the bag. Anyway. Oh, I haven't really done... I did make a quick tag with the leftovers from this sheet. Oopsie daisy. I need to trim that off, don't I? But I'll do more to this yet. I just wanted to make sure that that fitted in there okay. So this pocket just opens out like that, tucks back in under there like that, and that just sits there quite nicely. So I will finish making this tag. I'll probably decorate this with something. It's a nice butterfly there. I might cut that out and just sit that on something. Or I've probably, yeah, I can probably cut this out. This paper is so beautiful that it doesn't really need any embellishment, but you sort of feel like you've got to put something on there, don't you? Just because of that's what we tend to do. But really, if you were honest with yourself, you could just leave it. It's a bit lopsided, isn't it? And a little bit of calico. Or a bit of lace, or I've got some coffee dyed paper here. All blends in fairly much, doesn't it? Actually, I don't think that butterfly is meant to be fussy cut like that. I need to get another one. I'll get a butterfly and I'll come back. Okay, so I found a butterfly. I'm going to use that one. I think it blends in nicely. It's not from that paper range, it's from a different paper collection, but it blends in nicely. And I thought that instead of just using plain calico, I might stamp on it. And I've got this stamp from Which Craft Do You Do? And it's got signatures and numbers on it. And I think I'm just going to use one of the numbers. I'm going to stamp it using my Versafine Onyx Black ink, which I find works great on paper. I have to admit, I haven't used it before on fabric, but I imagine it will work just fine. So let's see if I can get this reasonably straight. The fabric itself is not cut straight, but I'm not too worried about that. Oh, perfect. Very happy. I might do a couple while I'm here. You can never have too many labels, can you? Especially some cute ones on fabric. Might spend an afternoon one day just stamping, making labels. That would be a good thing to do, wouldn't it, when you don't feel like doing anything else? So yeah, pretty happy with those. As I said, this is the first time I've stamped on fabric, so I can say it won't be the last. Now, let's cut that up, and we want to put a bit of lace or something behind it as well. Why not, eh? Why not, I say. Stamp's proving a little difficult to get in there. Let's find some scissors that cut fabric. I did have another pair here somewhere. Oh yes, there they are. These are probably better. Okay. Okay. Is that the selvage? Yes, it is. I'm going to cut that off. These are not good fabric scissors, I can tell you. Okay, I might just fray that a little. Give it that older look. If you wanted to, you could also like colour this a bit with your inks. You know, put some on your mat or your desk or whatever you use, and add some water to it, and then just sort of wipe your calico through it, and it gives it a bit more of a browny look, more of a vintage look, I guess you could say. But I'm quite happy with it at this colour. Okay, so that can go on there like that. Lots of scrappy bits around here. Look at this desk. Alright, so that can go on there. Let's have a bit of lace behind it. I might use a piece of this about the length of that and fold it over in double so that it's not too big, and I'll put the frilly edge to the top like so, and you can see that my cutting is not the straightest, but that doesn't make much difference at all. I'm going to pop that down on there. Try and push both layers into the glue. I may need to put another layer of glue down. It looks like I do. I definitely need to buy some more. I'm actually going for like an uneven look at the top there. Now I'll put some on here and stick that over the top. So I'm going to cut that. I'll help it sit a little flatter. And then my butterfly can sit on there, like so. Yeah, oh, I might drop it down a little bit like that, because I want to make sure that it doesn't interfere with the closure, And we don't want it too bulky because we're going to write on the other side of this, aren't we? So I'll use my fabric glue once again. I have inked around this butterfly just to help it stand out from the background. I've actually inked around it with black ink because the detail on the butterfly was black. I thought the black edging might help it stand out. You can't have it hanging down or out because when that flips down, we don't want it catching on anything. It does mean that we're going to lose a lot of our stamping. So if I put it more like that. Okay, so that just needs to be held in place while it dries a bit. I might just put this on top of that and have a look at this tag. Now, first of all, I'll cut this off and ink around this. So you can see I've backed the tag with some coffee dyed paper. For this journal, I'm going to work on the rest of the pages off screen. Next video, we will do the cover. So between now and when you see me next, I will work on all of these pages and have everything finished and ready to go. So because that blue stripe is down there, see these were printed like 2 pages to a page, so that when you folded them in half you got a full, I might have one here, yes. So like this, see, so that when you fold them you've got 2 separate journal pages, and that down there is the middle bit. So what I thought I might do is put a row of lace over that. Let's see if I can just move that up there for a bit. Put a row of lace over that. I've got this lace here, why don't I incorporate that somehow on that. It's got to go in a pocket, so I want it to be stuck fairly well. Yeah, I might do that, I think. So, bit of Fabri-Tac. Oh, the old arthritis is not good for getting those lids off. Which is the right side? I think that's the right side. So I'm just going to put some glue on here because I want to make sure I've got the edges stuck down so that when it's sliding in and out of the pocket it's not going to catch on anything. Now this one, I'm going to pop that down over that blue like so. Once again I'm going to want to make sure that this is stuck down nicely. Now what else do I want to put on that? Something, perhaps a label. Perhaps that blue one. Probably need something else besides that. Where's the blue one gone? Come back here. I think I'll go for the blue. And what else will I put on there? What else will I put on there? I'll have a look what I've got and I'll be back. I just had this sitting on the desk, so I thought what I might do is make a little tag out of this, a little mini tag, and use that behind it. So I've got my little tag corner punch here. Let's see how that goes. Put ink around the edge of that. So we're just looking for something to, you know, put with that label. You can't really just stick one thing there, and if we do something like that, just makes all the difference, doesn't it? Okay, so let's stick that down, and then this one. Actually, this video has got much longer than I had planned. I was going to only just do, actually I might just pop it there so we get that lovely pink flower. Now I need to put eyelet in here, and then I'll get some sari silk and put that through there as well. So about there. And seeing as how we're going with gold, I might as well stick with the same gold. Still not dry, but it's getting there. So I'm going to go and get some sari silk while that's drying, and then I'll be back. I was thinking of going for a pink, but I haven't got a nice soft pink, so I'm going to go for this natural colour instead. So I'm going to cut a piece, that long, and then I'm going to cut that in halves widthwise, so I don't want it too bulky. I prefer a thinner. Oops, that'd be right. There we go. Let that through. Okay, so there's our little tag for our fold out pocket. So as I said, this video is getting way too long, so I'm going to call it a day, but let's have a look what we've got here. So we've got a tag there. Okay, we've decorated our pocket. We've got a little flip out here. It's held in place by that overlap. What else did we do today? We added our charms. What else? Have we done anything else today? We must have surely done something else. Oh yes, we decorated this one. We've got another charm on there, and we decorated this one. So yeah, we've made a bit of progress today. Alright, well that's it for my video for today, so I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, I'd love it if you would give me a thumbs up. If you're not already a subscriber, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel. And yeah, enjoy your week and hope you get some crafting time in. And I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye.